God said, "Watch before delete." These words hold an important lesson about patience, wisdom, and the need for discernment before making decisions. In a world where actions are often immediate, where people react before thinking, where choices are made without deep consideration, this phrase calls for a moment of reflection. It is a reminder that before erasing something, before removing someone, before cutting off a relationship, before deleting a moment that seems insignificant, one must take the time to observe, understand, and gain insight. Life moves fast, and technology has made it even faster. The ability to delete, erase, or remove something in an instant gives people a sense of power and control. A message can be sent and deleted. A post can be shared and removed. A person can be blocked and forgotten. A past mistake can be erased from memory. But what if, before deleting, one took the time to watch? What if there was something to learn, something to understand, or something valuable hidden in what seemed unnecessary? God's wisdom is timeless. Throughout history, humanity has been quick to make decisions based on emotions, fear, or impatience. The Bible is full of examples where people made choices too quickly without seeking divine guidance. When Adam and Eve took from the tree, they acted before watching, before seeking clarity. When Moses struck the rock in frustration, he acted before listening. When Peter denied Jesus, he reacted before understanding the full picture. Time and time again, humanity has been in a hurry to act before watching. But in personal relationships, watch before delete applies in profound ways. Friendships can become difficult, family relationships can become strained, and love can feel like a burden. In those moments, the temptation is to delete, to remove the person, cut them off, and erase them from one's life. But what if, instead of deleting, one watched? What if there was something to learn from that struggle, something to see beyond the pain, something to grow from? Many relationships end prematurely because of misunderstandings that could have been resolved if only someone had paused to watch before reacting. Social media culture has made deletion an everyday action. A post that doesn't get enough likes is deleted. A comment that seems offensive is erased. A friend who disagrees is blocked. The ease of removing things has led to a culture where people don't always reflect on their actions. But every post, every message, every comment holds a lesson. Before deleting, watching allows for understanding. Why did this post matter? Why did this message cause discomfort? What can be learned from this interaction? The same principle applies to opportunities. Sometimes, people walk away from something too soon because it seems difficult. A job feels overwhelming, so it's deleted from consideration. A dream feels impossible, so it's abandoned. A goal seems too far away, so it's erased from the list of possibilities. But what if, before deleting those dreams and ambitions, one watched? What if there was something unseen, something that could change the course of life if only patience was applied? Many people give up right before a breakthrough, not realizing they were moments away from success. Memories, both good and bad, often come with the desire to delete. Painful experiences, regrets, and past mistakes all seem like things that should be erased, but those memories hold valuable lessons. Watching before deleting allows one to see the growth that has come from struggles, the strength built through hardships, and the wisdom gained from difficult moments. If life was only filled with perfect experiences, there would be no depth, no resilience, no understanding of grace. Even in pain, there is something to watch, something to learn before simply wishing it away. Faith requires watching before deleting. Doubts can make belief seem unnecessary. Hard times can make trust in God feel distant. Many people walk away from faith because they delete it before watching how God works in their lives. The journey of faith is not always easy, and there are moments when it seems like giving up is the best option. But those who take the time to watch, to wait, to see God's hand in their lives, often find that what seemed unbearable was leading them to something greater. In decision-making, watch before delete teaches patience. There are moments when choices must be made, when it is necessary to let go of toxic situations, to remove negativity, and to move forward. But the difference between wisdom and impulse is observation. Watching allows for clarity, ensuring that what is being deleted truly needs to be removed. It prevents regret, helps avoid unnecessary loss, and ensures that choices are made with wisdom rather than emotion. God's guidance is often quiet, requiring stillness to be heard. Many times, people delete things too quickly without seeking God's direction. They walk away from friendships, abandon dreams, quit jobs, and give up on faith because they act before listening. But God asks for patience, for trust, for watching before deleting. He sees the full picture when humans only see fragments. He knows the purpose behind every struggle, the lesson in every hardship, the beauty in every challenge. The world encourages immediate action, but God encourages reflection. Watching before deleting means taking the time to see things from a different perspective, to ask questions, to seek wisdom. It means not rushing to erase something just because it is uncomfortable or inconvenient. It means trusting that there is something worth observing, something worth understanding before letting it go. Even in moments of failure, watching before deleting is important. Many people want to erase their past mistakes, pretend they never happened, or hide from them. But failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Instead of deleting past mistakes, watching them allows for growth. It teaches resilience, humility, and perseverance. Every great success story includes moments of failure, but those who learn from them instead of erasing them find strength in the lessons they bring. God's timing is not always understood in the moment. There are times when something seems wrong, when an answer seems delayed, when a situation feels unbearable. In those moments, it's tempting to delete, to walk away, to quit, to give up. But faith requires watching. It requires trust that there is more to the story, that what is unseen is just as important as what is seen. When life feels uncertain, watching before deleting means allowing God to work, even when the path is unclear. Watch before delete also applies to words. In anger, frustration, or sadness, words are spoken or written that can never be taken back. Many relationships have been damaged, opportunities lost, and reputations ruined because words were not watched before they were spoken. Taking a moment to pause, to reflect, to consider the impact of words before speaking them is a form of wisdom. Words hold power. They can build or destroy, heal or harm. Watching before speaking prevents unnecessary damage and ensures that words are used with care. The principle of watching before deleting extends to emotions as well. Feelings of sadness, anger, disappointment, or loneliness often seem like things to be erased. People try to ignore them, push them away, or pretend they don't exist. But emotions are signals, guiding people to deeper understanding. Watching emotions before trying to delete them allows for self-awareness, healing, and growth. Instead of erasing feelings, understanding them can lead to solutions, clarity, and personal development. God's wisdom is present in every aspect of life, calling for patience, reflection, and discernment. Before making quick decisions, before erasing something from life, before removing something without understanding, the call is to watch. Watching allows for learning, for growth, for seeing what is truly valuable. The world moves fast, but wisdom requires stillness. Life is filled with moments that seem insignificant, but hold deep meaning when observed closely. Watching before deleting ensures that nothing important is lost, that no lesson is missed, and that every moment is given the attention it deserves. Patience before action is one of the most important principles in life. It is the ability to pause, reflect, and analyze before making a decision that could have long-lasting consequences. And in a fast-paced world where instant gratification is often prioritized, patience is becoming a lost virtue. However, wisdom teaches that not every situation requires an immediate reaction. Many regrets come from moments when people acted too quickly without fully understanding the situation. Taking the time to wait, to observe, and to gain clarity before acting allows for better decision-making and prevents unnecessary mistakes. Substance comes from strength. One of the biggest reasons why patience is necessary before action is because emotions can cloud judgment. When a person is angry, hurt, or overwhelmed, their natural response is often impulsive. They may say things they don't mean, make decisions they will later regret, or take actions that cannot be undone. In the heat of the moment, the brain is focused on immediate relief rather than long-term consequences. However, when given time, emotions settle, and a clearer perspective emerges. What seemed urgent in one moment may seem trivial in another. Many conflicts, misunderstandings, and broken relationships could have been prevented if only people had paused before reacting. History is filled with examples of people who made rash decisions and paid a heavy price for them. Kings and rulers who rushed into wars without strategic planning often faced defeat. Leaders who made hasty laws without considering the consequences ended up causing chaos. In personal lives, people who reacted without thinking often found themselves in situations they never intended to be in. The ability to wait, to assess, and to understand a situation fully is what separates wise decision-makers from those who constantly find themselves in regret. Patience before action is especially important in communication. Words hold immense power. They can build or destroy, heal or wound. A single sentence spoken in anger can damage a relationship beyond repair. A text sent without thinking can lead to unnecessary conflict. A decision made based on temporary emotions can have permanent consequences. When someone feels the urge to respond immediately, it is often a sign that they need to wait, taking a moment to breathe, to consider different perspectives, and to think about the long-term effects of words and actions leads to wiser and more thoughtful responses. The Bible emphasizes patience as a virtue. Many times God's greatest blessings came to those who waited, who trusted his timing, and who acted with wisdom rather than impulse. Abraham had to wait for God's promise of a son. Joseph had to endure years of trials before reaching his destiny. Even Jesus, though he had all power, demonstrated patience in his ministry, waiting for the right moment to act, to speak, and to fulfill his purpose. In contrast, those who acted without patience often faced consequences they could not escape. Saul, the first king of Israel, lost his kingdom because he refused to wait for the prophet Samuel and took matters into his own hands. His impatience led to his downfall. In everyday life, patience before action is critical in decision-making. Whether choosing a career, a relationship, a business investment, or a major life change, rushing into things without thorough consideration can lead to regret. People often feel pressured to act quickly because of fear. Fear of missing out, fear of losing an opportunity, fear of not being in control. But fear-driven decisions rarely lead to good outcomes. Wisdom comes from taking time to gather information, seeking counsel, praying for guidance, and considering all possible outcomes before moving forward. Financial decisions are another area where patience before action is crucial. Many people fall into debt, scams, or bad investments because they made impulsive financial choices. Advertisers and marketers understand human psychology and use urgency to push people into buying things they don't need. Limited time offers, once-in-a-lifetime deals, and pressure tactics make people believe they must act immediately. However, the wisest financial decisions are made after careful research, comparison, and long-term thinking. Taking time to evaluate whether a purchase or investment aligns with one's goals and values prevents financial mistakes that can take years to undo. Relationships, both personal and professional, require patience before action. Conflicts often arise when people assume the worst, react based on incomplete information, or refuse to listen before responding. Many friendships and marriages have been damaged because one person acted impulsively instead of taking the time to understand the other's perspective. Learning to be patient in communication, listening more, speaking less, and responding only after careful thought builds trust, strengthens bonds, and prevents unnecessary pain. Even in workplace environments, leaders who act without patience often make poor decisions, alienate their teams, and create unnecessary stress. Parenting is another area where patience before action is vital. Children often test boundaries, make mistakes, and push limits. Parents who react out of frustration or anger may discipline in ways they later regret. However, those who take a moment to assess the situation, understand their child's perspective, and respond with wisdom rather than emotion, create healthier relationships. Teaching children patience also comes from modeling it. When they see their parents exercising patience, they learn the value of waiting, thinking before acting, and making decisions with careful consideration. Faith requires patience before action. Many times people pray for something and expect immediate results. When they don't see answers right away, they become discouraged, take matters into their own hands, or make decisions outside of God's will. However, throughout Scripture, God shows that His timing is different from human timing. What seems like a delay is often a period of preparation. Rushing ahead without waiting for divine direction can lead to unnecessary struggles. Those who trust in God's timing, who seek His wisdom before acting, and who learn to be still before making major decisions, often experience peace and clarity in their choices. The ability to wait before acting also helps in developing self-control. Impulsivity leads to unhealthy habits, broken relationships, and poor decision-making. Many struggles with addiction, unhealthy lifestyle choices, or destructive behaviors come from a lack of patience. People seek immediate relief rather than considering long-term consequences. Learning to pause, to evaluate, and to make conscious choices rather than being driven by impulse creates a life of stability and purpose. Technology and social media have made patience before action more difficult than ever. The culture of instant reactions, instant responses, and instant decisions has made waiting feel unnatural. People are quick to post, quick to respond, quick to judge, and quick to move on. However, wisdom teaches that not everything requires an immediate reaction. Some things need time to unfold. Some situations require deeper thought. Some responses should be delayed until emotions have settled. The discipline of waiting, of thinking before speaking, and of observing before acting is what separates wisdom from foolishness. Nature itself teaches patience before action. A seed does not grow into a tree overnight. The sun does not rush to rise. Rivers carve their paths slowly over time. Every great thing in life requires patience, nurturing, and the right timing. Just as a farmer does not harvest before the crop is ready, people should not act before they have gathered enough wisdom to make the right choice. The most beautiful things in life take time to develop. Patience also builds character. When someone learns to wait before acting, they develop resilience, strength, and emotional intelligence. They become better problem solvers, better communicators, and better leaders. Those who react impulsively often find themselves in situations where they must constantly fix the consequences of their rushed decisions. Those who take their time, weigh their options, and move with wisdom build lives that are stable, purposeful, and filled with fewer regrets. Relationships thrive on patience. Understanding another person's heart, mind, and intentions takes time. Quick judgments, assumptions, and reactions often lead to unnecessary pain. Taking the time to truly listen, to understand, and to see the full picture before responding leads to deeper connections and stronger relationships. Whether in friendships, marriages, or professional partnerships, patience before action prevents misunderstandings and promotes harmony. Faith teaches that waiting is not wasted time. When God asks someone to wait, it is because he is preparing something better. Acting out of impatience often leads to settling for less than what was intended. Throughout history, those who waited on God's direction found themselves in places of purpose, while those who acted out of haste often found themselves struggling to undo their mistakes. Trusting that there is a right time for everything and that wisdom comes from waiting is one of the greatest lessons in life. Many regrets could be avoided if people practiced patience before action. Reacting too quickly, speaking without thinking, making decisions based on temporary emotions, and acting without considering long-term consequences often lead to unnecessary hardship. Every choice in life carries weight, and the more significant the decision, the more patience it requires. Developing the discipline to wait, to seek understanding, and to move with wisdom creates a life of fewer regrets and greater fulfillment. Wisdom in relationships is one of the most valuable aspects of life. Relationships shape the way people grow, learn, and experience the world. They provide love, support, and companionship, but they also come with challenges, misunderstandings, and conflicts. Having wisdom in relationships means understanding when to hold on, when to let go, when to speak, and when to remain silent. It means navigating through emotions, expectations, and different personalities with patience, discernment, and grace. Many relationships fail not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of wisdom in handling difficulties, disagreements, and disappointments. The ability to manage relationships wisely is what separates those who build strong, lasting bonds from those who find themselves in cycles of broken connections. Every relationship goes through seasons. There are moments of joy, harmony, and closeness, and there are moments of tension, distance, and misunderstanding. Wisdom in relationships means understanding that these seasons are normal and that difficult times do not necessarily mean the relationship should be abandoned. Many friendships, marriages, and family relationships have ended because of temporary struggles that could have been resolved with patience and understanding. And the people often act impulsively in relationships, cutting off others based on emotions rather than thoughtful consideration. Wisdom requires pausing before making drastic decisions, evaluating the situation with clarity, and seeking solutions before resorting to separation. Communication plays a major role in the wisdom of relationships. Words can heal or harm, bring people together, or drive them apart. Many conflicts arise not because of what was said, but because of how it was said. Tone, timing, and intention matter as much as the words themselves. Speaking in anger, frustration, or without considering the other person's feelings often leads to regret. A wise person understands the power of words and chooses them carefully, ensuring that they contribute to understanding rather than division. Listening is equally important. Many people focus on responding rather than truly listening, leading to misunderstandings that could have been avoided. Wisdom in relationships involves active listening, seeking to understand before seeking to be understood. Boundaries are essential in relationships. Without clear boundaries, relationships can become unhealthy, draining, and imbalanced. Wisdom teaches that boundaries are not about pushing people away, but about maintaining respect, space, and emotional well-being. In friendships, boundaries help define what is acceptable and what is not, preventing misunderstandings and hurt feelings. In romantic relationships, boundaries create trust and security, ensuring that both individuals feel valued and respected. In family relationships, boundaries help maintain peace and prevent unnecessary conflicts. People who lack wisdom in relationships often struggle with boundaries, either allowing others to take advantage of them or pushing people away entirely. Finding the balance between closeness and personal space is a mark of wisdom. Forgiveness is another key aspect of wisdom in relationships. No relationship is perfect, and people will inevitably make mistakes, disappoint each other, and say or do things they regret. Holding on to grudges, resentment, or past mistakes damages relationships and creates emotional distance. Wisdom teaches that forgiveness is not about excusing wrong behavior, but about releasing the burden of anger and allowing healing to take place. Forgiving does not always mean continuing a relationship in the same way, but it does mean letting go of bitterness that can poison the heart. Wise people understand that no one is perfect, and that offering grace strengthens relationships rather than weakening them. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Without trust, relationships become filled with doubt, insecurity, and anxiety. Building trust takes time, and it requires consistency, honesty, and reliability. Breaking trust is easy, but rebuilding it takes effort and patience. Wisdom in relationships involves being truthful, keeping promises, and demonstrating integrity in words and actions. It also means recognizing when trust has been broken beyond repair and making informed decisions about how to move forward. Some people continue trusting when all signs show that the person is untrustworthy, while others refuse to trust even when there is no reason for doubt. Wisdom lies in discerning who is worthy of trust and how to rebuild it when it has been damaged. Emotional intelligence is a key part of wisdom in relationships. People who are emotionally aware and able to manage their own feelings are better equipped to handle relationship challenges. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing personal triggers, responding rather than reacting, and understanding how one's actions affect others. Many relationship conflicts arise because people allow emotions to control their actions instead of exercising self-control. Wisdom teaches that feelings are valid, but they should not dictate behavior. Taking time to process emotions before responding prevents unnecessary arguments and misunderstandings. Recognizing patterns in relationships also comes with wisdom. If the same issues keep arising, it may indicate deeper problems that need to be addressed. Avoiding these patterns leads to repeated mistakes, while confronting them with wisdom leads to growth and stronger connections. Not all relationships are meant to last forever, and wisdom teaches when to walk away. Some relationships are seasonal, serving a purpose for a time before naturally coming to an end. Holding on to relationships that have run their course can lead to frustration and emotional exhaustion. Wisdom involves recognizing when a relationship is no longer beneficial, when it is causing more harm than good, and when it is preventing personal growth. Walking away does not always mean failure. Sometimes it means choosing peace over unnecessary struggle. Ending relationships with wisdom means doing so with respect, clarity, and without unnecessary conflict. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in the wisdom of relationships. Many people focus on what others are doing wrong without examining their own actions, attitudes, and behaviors. Wisdom involves taking responsibility for personal shortcomings, acknowledging mistakes, and working towards self-improvement. It requires humility to admit when one is wrong and strength to make changes that benefit the relationship. People who lack self-awareness often blame others for every issue without recognizing their own role in conflicts. Those who seek wisdom take the time to reflect on their actions, learn from past mistakes, and strive to be better in their relationships. Patience is essential in relationships. People grow, change, and evolve, and expecting perfection from others leads to disappointment. Wisdom involves allowing people the space to grow at their own pace. Understanding that change takes time. Many relationships suffer because one person tries to force another to change instead of allowing them to grow naturally. Wise individuals understand that personal development is a journey and that true change comes from within, not from external pressure. They also recognize that relationships require effort, compromise, and understanding, and they are willing to invest time and energy into making them work. External influences can impact relationships, and wisdom involves being aware of them. Friends, family, social media, and cultural expectations often shape the way people view relationships. While seeking advice and guidance is valuable, blindly following outside opinions can lead to confusion and conflict. Wisdom involves filtering external advice, considering whether it aligns with personal values, and making decisions based on what is best for the relationship rather than what others expect. Many relationships have been damaged because people allowed outside voices to dictate their choices rather than trusting their own judgment. Gratitude strengthens relationships, and wisdom teaches the importance of appreciating others. Many people focus on what is missing in a relationship rather than what is present. They dwell on imperfections instead of recognizing the good. Wisdom involves shifting focus from what is lacking to what is valuable, expressing appreciation, and acknowledging the efforts of others. Simple acts of kindness, words of encouragement, and genuine gratitude can transform relationships and create deeper connections. Conflict is inevitable in relationships, but wisdom determines how it is handled. Some people avoid conflict at all costs, suppressing their feelings until they explode. Others engage in conflict aggressively, turning disagreements into battles. Wisdom involves finding a balance, addressing issues calmly, listening to the other person's perspective, and seeking solutions rather than focusing on winning. It also means knowing which battles are worth fighting and which ones should be let go. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a major conflict, and learning to pick battles wisely helps maintain peace in relationships. Love is not just a feeling but a choice, and wisdom teaches that true love requires effort. Feelings fluctuate, but commitment and dedication sustain relationships. Many people walk away from relationships because they no longer feel the initial excitement, not realizing that love deepens over time. Wisdom involves understanding that love grows through shared experiences, challenges, and intentional actions. It requires choosing to show kindness even when frustrated, choosing to communicate even when it's difficult, and choosing to stay committed even when things are not perfect. Wisdom in relationships also involves seeking guidance when necessary. Sometimes, conflicts require outside perspectives from trusted mentors, counselors, or spiritual leaders. Seeking help does not mean weakness, but shows a willingness to grow and learn. Many relationships could be saved if people sought wisdom rather than allowing pride to prevent them from getting help. Recognizing when guidance is needed and being open to constructive feedback leads to healthier and stronger relationships. People are not perfect, and expecting perfection from relationships leads to disappointment. Wisdom teaches that embracing imperfection, allowing room for mistakes, and focusing on growth rather than flaws leads to deeper and more meaningful connections. The strongest relationships are not those without problems, but those where both individuals are committed to working through them with wisdom, patience, and understanding. Lessons in struggles are some of the most powerful teachers in life. Every challenge, hardship, and difficulty carries valuable wisdom that shapes character, builds resilience, and strengthens the soul. People often seek to avoid struggles, wishing for a life free from pain and obstacles, but it is through struggles that the deepest growth occurs. Many of the greatest successes, transformations, and personal breakthroughs come not from moments of ease, but from seasons of trial. Struggles test faith, endurance, and determination, revealing inner strength that might otherwise remain hidden. Those who embrace the lessons in struggles emerge wiser, stronger, and more prepared for future challenges. Struggles reveal true character. When everything is going well, it is easy to maintain a positive attitude, but true character is tested in times of adversity. The way a person responds to hardship, whether with patience or frustration, courage or fear, faith or doubt, shows who they truly are. Struggles expose weaknesses, but they also present opportunities for growth. They teach humility by reminding people of their limitations, and they teach perseverance by showing that difficulties can be overcome. The refining process of struggle removes arrogance, complacency, and entitlement, replacing them with gratitude, resilience, and wisdom. Struggles teach the value of patience. Many people want immediate solutions to their problems, but some struggles take time to overcome. Learning to endure hardship without losing hope is one of the greatest lessons in life. Patience is developed through waiting, through trusting the process, even when there are no visible signs of progress. Many breakthroughs happen not because of sudden miracles, but because of consistent effort over time. Struggles teach that delays are not denials and that some of the best things in life take time to develop. The ability to wait with faith, to keep pushing forward despite obstacles, and to trust that every challenge has a purpose is a lesson that only struggles can teach. Struggles deepen empathy and understanding. People who have never faced hardship often struggle to understand the pain of others. Those who have endured suffering develop a greater ability to relate to and comfort others. Pain connects people, breaking down barriers of judgment and indifference. When someone has gone through a struggle, they are more likely to offer kindness, patience, and compassion to others who are experiencing similar difficulties. Struggles create a sense of shared humanity, teaching that everyone has battles they are fighting and that kindness can make a difference in someone's journey. Struggles teach the importance of faith and inner strength. In moments of difficulty, when all external solutions fail, faith becomes a source of hope and endurance. Many people find their deepest spiritual growth during times of struggle, realizing that they cannot rely solely on their own strength. Faith provides the courage to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It teaches that struggles are not meaningless, but are part of a greater plan. Many people discover their true purpose and calling during times of hardship, as struggles force them to reflect, seek meaning, and grow spiritually. Struggles force people out of their comfort zones. Growth does not happen in places of ease. It happens when challenges push people beyond their limits. Struggles break routines, force adaptation, and create opportunities for learning. Many of the greatest achievements in life come from situations that seemed impossible at first. Struggles develop creativity and problem-solving skills, as people must find new ways to overcome obstacles. The ability to think differently, to approach problems with a fresh perspective, and to persevere despite setbacks is a direct result of enduring struggles. Struggles teach the value of perseverance. It is easy to give up when things become difficult. But those who push through struggles develop a strength that cannot be gained in any other way. Every great achievement requires perseverance, whether in relationships, careers, or personal growth. Many people quit too soon, not realizing how close they were to success. Struggles teach that failure is not the end, but a step toward growth. Those who learn to keep going despite setbacks discover that endurance leads to breakthroughs. Perseverance builds confidence, proving that obstacles can be overcome and that setbacks do not define a person's future. Struggles reveal true priorities. When life is comfortable, it is easy to become distracted by unimportant things. Struggles force people to evaluate what truly matters. They strip away superficial concerns and bring focus to what is essential: faith, family, relationships, and purpose. Many people who go through difficult seasons realize that the things they once valued were not as important as they thought. Struggles provide clarity, helping people let go of what is unnecessary and invest in what brings lasting fulfillment. Struggles teach self-discipline and responsibility. When faced with challenges, people must make choices about how they respond. Some choose to blame others or give up, while others take responsibility for their actions and seek solutions. Struggles teach that growth comes from making wise decisions, taking ownership of mistakes, and learning from failures. Discipline is developed through consistent effort, even when motivation fades. Those who embrace struggles as opportunities to develop self-control and responsibility emerge with a greater sense of purpose and achievement. Struggles prepare people for greater challenges. Every difficulty faced and overcome builds the strength needed for future obstacles. Life is a series of challenges, each one preparing for the next. Those who learn from struggles become equipped to handle greater responsibilities. Many successful people credit their struggles for teaching them the lessons that led to their achievements. Without the trials, they would not have developed the skills, resilience, and wisdom needed for success. Struggles are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones to greater opportunities. Struggles reveal the power of gratitude. When everything is easy, people often take their blessings for granted. Hardships remind people of what truly matters and create a deeper appreciation for the good in life. Many people only realize the value of something after they have struggled without it. Gratitude shifts perspective, turning struggles into lessons rather than burdens. It allows people to see even the most difficult situations as opportunities for growth and transformation. Struggles teach flexibility and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected difficulties will always arise. Those who learn to adapt, adjust, and remain flexible in the face of challenges develop a resilience that helps them navigate any situation. Struggles force people to let go of rigid expectations and embrace change. Adaptability is a skill that leads to success in all areas of life, allowing people to handle uncertainty with confidence and grace. Struggles teach the importance of seeking help and building a support system. Many people try to face difficulties alone, believing that asking for help is a sign of weakness. However, struggles reveal that strength comes from community, support, and shared burdens. Seeking advice, guidance, and encouragement from others provides new perspectives and solutions. Struggles teach humility by reminding people that no one is meant to walk through life alone. Strong relationships are built during times of difficulty as people come together to support, uplift, and encourage one another. Struggles shape perspective. The way a person views challenges determines how they experience them. Some see struggles as obstacles, while others see them as opportunities for growth. Perspective influences attitude, and attitude influences outcomes. Those who approach struggles with a mindset of learning and growth find strength even in the hardest situations. Viewing struggles as lessons rather than failures creates a sense of empowerment and purpose. Struggles teach the importance of endurance. Some challenges are not quickly resolved, requiring long-term perseverance. Endurance is developed by continuing forward even when the process is slow. Many people want quick solutions, but true growth happens over time. Those who endure hardship with faith and determination become examples of resilience for others. The ability to keep going despite setbacks, pain, and uncertainty is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. Struggles refine character. They remove selfishness, impatience, and pride, replacing them with humility, wisdom, and strength. Many people who have gone through great struggles emerge with a deeper sense of purpose and a greater ability to help others. The refining process is not easy, but it produces qualities that last a lifetime. Strength is not built in comfort, it is built in difficulty. Struggles create a testimony. Every challenge faced and overcome becomes a story of resilience, faith, and victory. Many people who have endured great hardships go on to inspire and encourage others. Struggles create opportunities to share wisdom, offer guidance, and help others who are going through similar situations. Personal stories of overcoming challenges have the power to change lives, giving hope to those who feel lost. Struggles are not punishments but preparations. Every difficulty carries a lesson, and those who embrace the lessons in struggles gain wisdom that cannot be learned any other way. The hardships faced today prepare for the victories of tomorrow. The challenges that seem overwhelming in the moment are often the very things that lead to strength, growth, and fulfillment. Trust is one of the most valuable and fragile aspects of human relationships. It takes years to build, moments to break, and a lifetime to repair. Trust is the foundation of love, friendship, and teamwork, yet it is often taken for granted until it is lost. The ability to trust others and be trustworthy in return determines the strength and depth of relationships. When trust is present, there is security, honesty, and understanding. When it is broken, doubt, fear, and uncertainty take its place. Trust is not simply about believing someone's words. It is about consistency in actions, dependability in difficult times, and honesty even when the truth is hard to hear. Trust is built through small, everyday actions rather than grand gestures. Many people assume that trust is established only through major events, but in reality, it is formed in the little things. Keeping promises, being honest, and showing up when needed. When people consistently demonstrate reliability, others learn to trust them. On the other hand, small lies, broken promises, and unreliability slowly erode trust. Over time, these small breaches accumulate until trust is completely lost. Those who value trust must pay attention to their daily actions, ensuring that they align with their words and intentions. Honesty is one of the most important elements of trust. Without honesty, trust cannot exist. People who are truthful, even when the truth is uncomfortable, earn the respect and trust of others. Many relationships suffer because of dishonesty, whether in the form of lies, half-truths, or hidden intentions. When someone discovers that they have been deceived, even in a small way, it creates doubt about everything else. They begin to question past interactions, wondering if other lies have been told. Once doubt enters a relationship, trust becomes fragile, and rebuilding it requires more than just an apology. It requires consistent proof of honesty over time. Trust is closely tied to integrity. A person with integrity does what is right, even when no one is watching. They keep their word, follow through on commitments, and act with fairness. People who lack integrity may seem trustworthy at first, but eventually their true nature is revealed through inconsistencies in their actions. Trustworthy individuals do not change their values based on convenience. They remain steadfast in their principles. When someone has integrity, others feel secure in their presence, knowing that their words and actions will align regardless of circumstances. Trust requires vulnerability. To trust someone means to allow oneself to be open, to share fears, weaknesses, and hopes without fear of betrayal. Many people struggle with trust because they have been hurt in the past. Betrayal, dishonesty, and broken promises leave scars that make it difficult to trust again. The fear of being hurt again causes people to build walls around themselves, preventing deep connections. While these walls provide temporary protection, they also create isolation. True relationships require risk, trusting despite the possibility of pain. Those who learn to trust again after betrayal demonstrate great strength, as they choose connection over fear. Trust is not just about words, but also about actions. Many people make promises they do not keep, say things they do not mean, and apologize without changing their behavior. Trust is built when actions consistently match words. If someone says they will be there in times of need, but disappears when difficulties arise, their words become meaningless. Actions carry more weight than promises. People who are reliable in both words and actions establish trust that is deep and unshakable. Forgiveness plays a significant role in trust. Everyone makes mistakes, and at some point, trust will be broken in some way. Whether it is a small lie, a forgotten commitment, or a moment of weakness, no one is perfect. However, forgiveness does not mean blind trust. It means acknowledging the wrongdoing, deciding to let go of resentment, and allowing the possibility of trust to be rebuilt. Rebuilding trust requires time, effort, and genuine change. Those who break trust must demonstrate through consistent actions that they are worthy of it again. Trust that is repaired is often stronger than before because both parties have learned the value of honesty and dependability. Trust is essential in every aspect of life, from personal relationships to business interactions. In the workplace, trust determines whether teams function effectively. Employees who trust their leaders are more motivated, engaged, and willing to contribute their best efforts. Leaders who break trust through dishonesty, favoritism, or unreliability create environments filled with suspicion and low morale. In friendships, trust determines the depth of the bond. A friend who can be confided in without fear of gossip or judgment is invaluable. In romantic relationships, trust is the foundation upon which love grows. Without trust, love becomes filled with doubt, jealousy, and insecurity. Trust is tested in difficult times. It is easy to trust when everything is going well, but when challenges arise, true trust is revealed. When someone is going through hardship, they learn who is truly there for them. Some people claim to be supportive but disappear when things become difficult. Others remain steadfast, offering help, encouragement, and presence. Those who stand by others in times of need prove their trustworthiness in ways that words never could. Trust that is built in struggles is often the strongest, as it is based on unwavering support and reliability. Self-trust is just as important as trust in others. Many people struggle with self-doubt, questioning their own abilities, decisions, and worth. When someone constantly second-guesses themselves, it affects every area of their life. Building self-trust requires keeping personal commitments, being honest with oneself, and recognizing one's strengths. Those who trust themselves are more confident, decisive, and resilient. They do not rely on external validation to feel secure because they have built an internal foundation of trust in their own judgment. Trust can be lost in an instant. A single act of betrayal, dishonesty, or disloyalty can undo years of trust. This is why trust should never be taken lightly. Those who value trust do not risk it for temporary gain, fleeting pleasure, or momentary convenience. They understand that once trust is broken, even if it is repaired, it will never be the same. Trust that is damaged carries the weight of past wounds, making future interactions cautious and guarded. Those who cherish trust do everything in their power to protect it. Rebuilding trust is one of the hardest things to do. Many people assume that a simple apology is enough, but trust requires proof over time. The person who broke the trust must be willing to take responsibility, show remorse, and consistently demonstrate change. The person who was hurt must be willing to forgive, let go of resentment, and allow space for healing. Both parties must be patient, as rebuilding trust does not happen overnight. It is a slow process that requires effort from both sides. Trust should never be blind. While trust is essential, it must be given wisely. Some people are not worthy of trust, and trusting the wrong person can lead to deep pain. Trust should be built gradually, based on consistent actions rather than words alone. People who prove themselves over time are worthy of trust. while those who repeatedly break it show that they cannot be relied upon. Learning to discern who to trust and who to be cautious with is an important skill in life. Boundaries play a role in trust. Some people take advantage of trust, using it as an opportunity to manipulate, deceive, or exploit others. Healthy relationships involve trust that is balanced with boundaries. Trust does not mean allowing others to take advantage of kindness or forgiveness. It means believing in someone's character while also protecting one's well-being. Setting boundaries ensures that trust is not abused and that relationships remain healthy. Trust is a continuous process. It is not something that is established once and then forgotten. It must be maintained through consistent honesty, reliability, and integrity. Just as a plant needs water and sunlight to grow, trust needs care and attention to remain strong. Neglecting trust leads to its slow deterioration. Those who value trust invest in it daily, ensuring that their actions, words, and choices align with the principles of honesty and reliability. Trust creates peace of mind. When trust exists, relationships are filled with security rather than fear. People do not have to constantly question motives, intentions, or actions. They can rely on each other without suspicion. This sense of security allows relationships to thrive, fostering deeper connections and mutual respect. In a world where deception and betrayal are common, trust is a rare and precious gift. Trust is a reflection of character. Those who are trustworthy are respected, valued, and relied upon. They become the kind of people others turn to in times of need. Being trustworthy is one of the greatest qualities a person can have, as it determines the strength of their relationships and the depth of their impact on others. Those who build trust in their lives create a legacy of integrity, leaving behind a reputation that speaks of honesty, reliability, and strength.